Okay, so we're going to have to graph some logarithmic functions without a calculator because the calculator only has log base 10 and the natural log, which is log base e. So if I want to graph log base 2 of x minus 3, we're not going to be able to plug that in, look at a table, and get some points. So we're going to have to do this by hand. Now first let's talk about our domain and range. Okay? Domain of vanilla log is x is greater than 0. But because of this minus 3 in here, we've shifted everything to the right 3 units. Remember, subtract on the inside, shift to the right. And so instead of being x is greater than 0, x is going to be greater than 3. The range for logarithmic functions never changes. It's always all real numbers. And it doesn't matter where you shift your graph for that. Now typically there's also a vertical asymptote for a logarithmic function, and that is along the y-axis here, and it's x equals 0. It always matches up with the domain. But again, it got shifted 3 units. So it's right here. And we're going to label that vertical asymptote, and the equation for that vertical asymptote is x equals 3. So now we're going to make some tables to get some points. And the first table we're going to have to make 2, and that's because we're shifting. So we're going to make the table y is equal to log base 2 of x, vanilla log base 2. And the way you choose your x values here is you always go 1 over the base, 1, and the base. 1 over the base is 2 here, so 1 over the base is 1/2, then the number 1, and then whatever the base is, and that's 2. 1 over the base, 1, and the base. Now you plug in log base 2 of 1/2. What's the exponent there? -1. Log base 2 of 1. 2 to what power is equal to 1? That's 0. Log base 2 of 2. 2 to what power is 2? That would be 1. And so here's 3 points for vanilla log. But that's not exactly what we want. We want log base 2 of x minus 3. Now remember that these are all your points of log base 2. It's just they've been shifted to the right 3 units. Okay? Now if you're shifting to the right 3 units, what that's going to do is that's going to affect all of your x values. Shifting to the left and right affects all your x values. So what we need to do is we need to, for all of those right there, we need to, since we're shifting to the right, we need to add, in this case, 3. The y values are not going to change. They're going to stay as -1, 0, and 1. If we add 3 to 2, that becomes 5. Add 3 to 1, that becomes 4. And add 3 to 1/2, I'm just going to write it as the decimal, 3.5. And so now we're ready to plot our points. So 3.5, comma -1, that's about right there, and I want to label that point. 3.5, comma -1. 4, comma 0, and I want to label that point. 4, comma 0, and then 5, comma 1, and I'll want to label that point as well. 5, comma 1. And we're ready to draw our graph. Remember, it hugs the asymptote that way, and then it shoots off that way. And that's our graph for y equals log base 2 of x minus 3. Again, you had to draw or make the table for vanilla log base 2, and then we're adding 3 to all of the exponents.